Welcome back to another episode of the Optimized for Impact podcast. My name is Joseph, and thank you so much for tuning in. This is a podcast for those who desire to live more fully alive. And so here we are all about helping you discover the simple ways and systems that you need to optimize your health, your fitness, your mindset, so you can fully pursue your purpose, maximize your impact, and live a deeply fulfilling, meaningful life. If that's you, if that's what you're interested in, welcome to this show. Now, today, I'm super excited to get into this topic. It's very simple, and it's one that has massively benefited me in the areas of physical health, mental health, the quality of relationships and connection with others, and even financial health. It's a boost to creativity and work performance. And all these things happen from this just one action. Very, very simple action. And you may have by now guessed it, but it's walking. Yes, simple, humble walking, which I believe is one of the most wildly underrated forms of physical movement, activity, exercise that exists right now. And today I'm going to share 9 benefits you get all at once. This is a stack of benefits that all happen while you're just simply walking. That's a crazy return on investment. One activity, at least 9 benefits, and there are more. This is not an exhaustive list of the benefits of walking, but definitely the ones that I wanted to share with you today. Some of these are going to be not groundbreaking. They're going to be obvious. But again, as you begin to stack them up and you can see, oh my gosh, for every minute I spend walking, these 9 things are happening. This might actually help you, like it helped me, begin to realize how valuable this very simple, basic, not sexy form of physical movement is. So, let's jump into the 9 benefits that you can get just by simply walking. The first one is very obvious, and it's physical exercise. Now, I think all of us know at this point that physical exercise is good for us. Some of us love it, some of us hate it, some of us are just kind of like meh, but we all know that the more you move in general, the healthier you are, the better you feel, and the higher quality life you live. Now, walking is no exception to this. Now, a lot of people say is it really worth it? Like, shouldn't I be running? Shouldn't I be sprinting? Shouldn't I be doing CrossFit? Shouldn't I be, resistance training if I have time to exercise? And I would say, sure, those are all great things, awesome things. But again, walking keeps coming to the top for all these benefits. And the first one is the fact that it is physical movement. Even though it's not fast, even though it's not hard, you are still exercising your heart. You are still promoting that awesome blood flow. You are moving your muscles. You are burning calories. You get all the benefits of physical movement, even if you are just simply going for a walk. Now, the benefits of physical exercise, this also is not an exhaustive list. We're going to hit some of the highlights. The more you exercise, generally the easier it is to control a leaner body composition, lose fat, and the ultimate benefit is maintaining weight loss or maintaining a leaner body. Walking is one of those exercises that can easily help you do that. Additionally, the low intensity aspect of walking, since it's not sprinting or CrossFit, the low intensity is actually great for recovery. So allowing your body to recover, to heal, to build back from harder exercise or from a lot of stress, which breaks the body down. Because walking is that nice low intensity, it promotes blood flow at a level that allows your body to heal and recover. Something that a lot of us, even those of us who are not intense athletes, in living in a high stress environment, which often is the current state of affairs in the Western world, having an activity that allows you to, again, recover from stressful things in life is a massive benefit. And we'll touch on that a little bit more further down this list. And then finally, ultimately, physical exercise reduces the risks of developing nearly almost every metabolic disease right now that is at the highest rates of death or morbidity, illness for Americans and Western people. We're talking diabetes and we're talking forms of heart disease. Those two are now becoming some of the most common forms of death and the most common forms of illnesses that vastly limit the quality of life that you live. Diabetes especially. That's a very, very tragic disease that when contracted is very, very hard to ever reverse, and it wildly affects your quality of life. So physical exercise, again, not only is it a current investment in your body composition, in your fitness, in how you feel, but it's also an investment in avoiding or reducing your risk of developing a lot of those diseases in the future. So healthy aging, something where you can enjoy your life for the long term. That's physical exercise. Now, similar to physical exercise, this is kind of in a component. Walking elevates your mood. Now, this is because movement, exercise, causes a release of neurotransmitters in your brain. Primarily, I believe, it's been a while, but I believe it's serotonin, one of the feel-good neurotransmitters. So movement, when you move your body, generally, if you're feeling down, if you're feeling low, if you're in a, we'll just call it a low energy state of mind, depression, anxiety, all these things can actually help alleviate some of those feelings and bring you back up to a better mood. And it does this by the release of neurotransmitters in your brain that happen through movement. So the second thing is it can boost your mood. Third, and my gosh, is this one needed, can help you sleep better. Now, again, not an exhaustive list, but there are primarily two reasons why walking, movement, helps you sleep better. The first is simply that physical exercise is a trigger to the body. It uses energy, it takes energy to do. And when you exercise during the day, that use of energy triggers your body. It builds up a greater amount of sleep pressure via a molecule called adenosine that allows you to fall asleep easier at night and generally sleep a little bit deeper. That's one of the benefits of physical exercise, physical movement on sleep. The second is this. If done outdoors, and this is one of those, this is like a hack or I don't really like using the word hack. This is a add-on, which we'll talk about later. But if you walk outdoors in natural light, doesn't have to be direct sunlight, even if it's overcast, getting outdoors in natural light helps balance your circadian rhythm. Now, your circadian rhythm, not to get in the weeds, is a clock. It's like an internal clock that tells your hormones when to release, when to stop releasing, and it regulates your day. Ideally, a balanced circadian rhythm means that you wake up in the morning and you become more alert. You stay awake through the day, and then at evening times you begin to get tired and you go to sleep. It helps regulate that. When it's off, maybe you feel really groggy in the day. You feel like you really have to sleep in the afternoon, and then you feel awake at night. When it's time to go to bed and you're just like, your energy's popping and you're like, whoa, I feel good. That sometimes is where a circadian rhythm is not balanced. And so getting natural light, getting outdoors, so if you walk outdoors, that natural light can actually help balance that clock, and so that your body is much more tuned to an ideal schedule for you. So walking a little bit every day can help you sleep better through the exercise and through balancing out your circadian rhythm. That is awesome. Fourth, and maybe the most important on this list, is that walking reduces stress. Now, story time. I'm a type A, hard-charging person in general, very driven, and I internalize a ton of stress. I put a lot of stress on myself, and maybe you can relate. Stress is just one of the ultimate things that I feel on a day-to-day basis. Like, I can easily stress myself, put enough pressure on myself through my own goals and intentions, as well as just living the lifestyle that many of us live. Very busy, very full, never seem to have enough time, right? And so that buildup of stress is one of those things that has caused me at points in my life to really be low, to really lose productivity, to really lose a lot of the joy of living. And last year, I was in a very, very high point of stress, some big life decisions that I was feeling stuck in. And this is where I started walking. Somebody recommended it as the way to begin to process, to relieve stress, and to let go of a lot of that. And so I began, like I'm encouraging you to, walking just a couple minutes a day. And that is where it started. And how quickly the stress just began to dissipate when I'd walk. I began walking multiple times a day. I'd go for like 5 different short walks, and every time I'd feel more stress leave my body. Now, this happens for a couple reasons. One, exercise, again, as we talked about earlier, exercise releases those feel-good neurotransmitters. And those are one way that physical movement combats stress, okay? The elevation of more positive, feel-good, hopeful neurochemicals in your brain helps dial down the stress and dial up the feelings of positivity and I got this, I'm okay. Second, and this was an interesting one I learned about on Andrew Huberman's podcast, was that there is actually a trigger of forward ambulation. So essentially when you are moving through space, when things are moving past you, like I'm walking down the street and the bushes, the mailboxes, right? I'm moving past things. That motion, that ambulation, and when you have things going by you, that is actually a trigger to your brain to reduce the sympathetic nervous system, your fight and flight, your high stress system. Things going by you actually turns that down and increases your parasympathetic or your rest and digest system. So simply having things move past you or you moving through time and space, that is a trigger to reduce your stress system, your sympathetic system, which I found very fascinating. So that is something that you get as a unique benefit of any time you're actually moving through space, which walking is. And then, those are just the 2 reasons. And so for that list, those 2 reasons alone allow you to reduce stress, release stress, both physically and mentally, which I don't know about you, but for me, that has been one of the greatest benefits of walking. Now, let's see, where are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5th benefit of walking is it has been shown to increase creativity, actually increase your cognitive function. This is very interesting, and this is super valuable for those of us who are creators, entrepreneurs, who have any form of thought leadership, where we're actually trying to like create something and a lot of the work is mental rather than physical. And I have discovered that due to both the benefits of movement that increases blood flow, which increases your blood flow to your brain, increases creativity, due to that decreasing of the sympathetic tone we just talked about with things moving past you, that forward ambulation, that when you decrease your stress and increase your rest and digest, you get more creative. Stress kills creativity. With those 2 benefits, I see, and I know research has shown, at least 60 to 70% increase in creativity. I have solved and come up with some of my best ideas. I've solved some of my biggest problems and come up with some of my best ideas when I go out for a short walk. If I'm feeling stuck writing copy, if I'm feeling stuck trying to figure out an outline for something, I have found that if I go for a short 5 to 10 minute walk, oftentimes I get so many more ideas, incredible ideas when I'm out moving. So it increases creativity. That's been shown in studies. It's actually one of the biggest recommendations before a test. I did this in college all the time. Right before a test, I would walk around the halls for about 10 minutes to increase my creativity and go crush the test. My GPA thanked me for that. actually. All right, number 6, and this is a conditional one. When we talked about going outside, some people walk indoors, walk on a treadmill, right? This is a benefit that happens if you walk outside, and that is that you can get vitamin D. Now, I am passionate about getting vitamin D from the sunlight. The basic way this happens is there is a spectrum of energy in sunlight. When it hits your bare skin at the right intensity, so we're talking time of year and time of day, it also matters where in the world you live, what longitude or latitude, right? North, south. If you're in the south, if you're toward the equator, you can really get vitamin D synthesis every single day because you need strong sunlight to do this. For those of us who live north, I live pretty close to the 45th parallel. It gets a little specific. You have to look up. There are many sunshine calculators on the internet. You can look up what months and what times of day would I synthesize vitamin D. But the way it works is sunlight hits your skin. And a certain wavelength of sunlight turns a certain compound in your skin it modifies it. The energy hits it, changes the shape. The shape goes through a couple organs in your body and can get turned into vitamin D. And vitamin D is an incredible immune system strengthener. Fun fact, a bunch of research has shown over the last 5 years that Americans in general are vastly deficient in vitamin D. Vitamin D, if you can get your levels up to adequate levels, which unfortunately at this point I don't have that number sitting in front of me, but you can look it up on NIH, any of those websites, that higher levels of vitamin D or adequate levels of vitamin D contribute to stronger immune systems. So you're going to get sick less. You're going to have a more robust response to sickness if you do get infected. So it's an awesome benefit. Highly recommend that you walk outdoors, you get sunlight on your skin, 15-20 minutes a day of intense sunlight, and you can synthesize vitamin D while walking as well. So during the summer, I rip my shirt off and I walk outdoors during the intense part of the day for like 15 to 20 minutes. I try to get one walk in there, and there it is. I get vitamin D, which is awesome for free. Okay, 6 reasons. Now we're going to pivot a little bit to some interesting ones. These are more mental. Number 7 is walking can create moments of stillness. This one's a little unique, and I want to talk about what I mean by this. I read Ryan Holiday's book, Stillness is the Key, last year. And the concept of that book was this, that creating moments where we are not distracted, we are not having stimuli incoming, allows us to think. It allows us to connect with ourselves, with our thoughts, and really process life. And those moments of stillness, of reflection, are where we truly oftentimes can ensure that we are indeed living the life we want to live, becoming the person we want to become. That's where some of our best ideas happen. It's where some of the best moments of connection with people we love occur. And I have discovered that if I go walking without distraction, so if I leave my cell phone at home, I have this moment where there's nothing to distract me. It's just me, the outdoors, and my thoughts. And those times of walking without a cell phone, I don't always walk without a cell phone, but sometimes I do. And those moments of reflection have been powerful. Those have been some of the moments where I've had the best ideas. I've truly had some of the most powerful and clear insights into where I'm going, the person I'm becoming, where I want to go, etc. So I highly recommend that you consider taking some of the time that you're walking to do it distraction-free. Leave your phone at home and just connect with yourself or with other people. This is a chance to connect with others. Story time. And this is bonus number 8, is connect with other people. Last couple months, I decided to make it a point to, when I was walking, to use it as time to connect with myself or others. And as I've been walking now, without a distraction, right? No earbuds, no staring at the phone as I'm walking to avoid eye contact with the people, I have now been able to meet some awesome people that live in my neighborhood. Because there's nothing to distract me, and you catch eyes, you smile, you say hi. Eventually it turns into introductions after that happens a couple times. And now I have gotten to meet and to know a bunch of neighbors around the block where I live. And I cannot express, and I think this is one of those things where we all know usually that relationships really are one of the most valuable, like priceless things in life. It seems that relationships are one of those things that just are the most fulfilling, the most satisfying things we have. I think one of the most valuable assets we can invest in. And being able to now meet and know neighbors by name, it's kind of becoming a more rare thing in America. Studies have shown that a lot of times we don't know our neighbors. It is so much more fun to be able to call them by name, to be able to like walk down the street, be like, "What's up, Robert? Good to see you." Pet his dog, Cujo. These are real examples. And connect with people, even if it's for 10 seconds, 5 seconds, to be able to wave, smile, and say hello. Absolutely, absolutely powerful. Now, there's a whole bunch of research, which we're not getting into here, a whole bunch of research about the incredible health benefits of smiling at people, what happens inside your brain. Again, incredible neurotransmitters that happens inside their brain. If they see you smile at them, if they see you hear hello, you connect. It's this amazing mental health boost, incredible mental health boost. And I'm not going to dive into that here, but there is powerful, powerful, powerful opportunity to connect with other people when you walk. Sometimes some of my neighbors walk with me for a while and we get to talk. That's amazing. And that is so much more fun than just staring at my cell phone and staring at social media. Guarantee you, give it a try. Connect with other people and create moments of stillness. That's number 7. Number 8. Finally, number 9, and here is my concession, is that if you want to take your phone with you, and I do for some walks, listen to a podcast. Learn something new. Like, again, while you're walking, that's increasing your creativity. Take advantage of that. It's increasing the ability for you to actually retain it as a memory. Listen to something new. I have listened to hours and hours and hours of awesome podcasts. I have learned everything from small business, entrepreneurship, running ads, marketing, fitness stuff, you name it, all while going for long walks and choosing to take that time to learn something new. So if you take your phone, try listening to a podcast, try doing something, learn a new skill, learn something about life. And the benefits of the enhanced creativity, the enhanced focus and memory due to physical movement, due to moving, it might just be something that you'll remember for a very long time. Benefit yourself. Listen to a podcast. Try it out. Let me know what you think. Okay, so those are the 9 things. Now I'm going to quickly recap because that was a lot. But it's physical exercise. It elevates your mood. It gets you better sleep, which will increase your energy. It reduces stress. We all could use that if we're being honest. It increases creativity, boosts memory. You can get vitamin D, strengthen your immune system. You can create moments of stillness and clarity. You can connect with other people. And it's a time for you to learn something new. Build a skill. Increase your finances. Shoot for financial independence while you're shooting for health independence. Getting healthy, okay? Incredible benefits. And those all happen, guys, at the same time. This is a stack of benefits you can get all at the same time simply by walking. It's that easy. Now, it gets even easier because I created a PDF worksheet, a system that is free. It'll be linked in this episode, linked on the website. It's the process I used to begin this habit of walking. Now, here's the thing. Research has shown that if you do this thing called an implementation intention, I've talked about it before on the show, but it has 4 parts. What you do with this implementation intention is you create a very clear, simple action plan. And when you do this, you are many times more likely to push past procrastination, to take the action you want to take, and here's the kicker, to actually make it into a habit or a lifestyle so you keep doing it. That frequency is the key to success. And that is what is so hard in any avenue of fitness, any avenue of nutrition or diet. It's being able to keep at it, right? To maintain the change. And that's where this implementation intention comes in. Because if you do this, you take the 5 minutes to work through this worksheet, do the implementation intention, you will be exponentially more likely to actually begin this new cool walking habit and to get all these incredible benefits. So you can boost your physical health, your mental health, your relational quality, and even your financial acuity and success. That's what it's done for me. I hope this is valuable for you. Again, the PDF, this worksheet, this system for starting your walking habit will be linked in the show notes on this show. It'll be on the website. Highly recommend you snag that, start walking, and I'll see you on the streets. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have any questions, you can hit me up at Instagram at It's Coach Joseph. If you have any questions, that's where I am most active. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next episode of the Optimized for Impact podcast.